Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing fine. I'm doing very good. In today's video, I'm bringing about a book haul to you guys, and a big one if I may say so, because I just have 12 books. So I don't know if I can call it big or not, but yeah, I have 12 books that I want to present to you guys. So we have this book market in Calicut, Kerala, where used books and new books are sold for a very reasonable price. So I went through the market, searched through the shops, and came across a shop that was selling books for rupees 40. So I got around 10 books for 400 rupees, that is 40 rupees each, and then one book for rupees 50 and one for 190 at 40% off. So I have around 12 books to present to you guys. So I do not know much about these books, so I have my notes ready here on my laptop. So I'll be reading from the notes as well as from the books themselves. So I'm very excited to show you guys all these books. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first book is The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards. So I got it for rupees 40, and this is a used book but almost new. I mean, I don't see any damage here except for a small wrinkle here. Apart from that, everything else seems fine. And to tell you about this book, the book is a novel by American author Kim Edwards that tells us the story of Dr. David Henry, who gives away his newborn daughter who has Down syndrome to one of the nurses and tells his wife that the daughter died. This book speaks of the story of the grief that surrounds David's family after this incident, and also of the little girl and her life after this incident. So I will read the blurb from the book. So the book says, families have secrets they hide even from themselves. It should have been an ordinary birth, the start of an ordinary happy family. But the night Dr. David Henry delivers his 5 twins is a night that will haunt 5 lives forever. For though David's son is a healthy boy, his daughter has Down syndrome, and in a shocking act of betrayal, whose consequences only time will reveal, he tells his wife their daughter died, and while secretly entrusting her care to a nurse. As grief quietly tears apart David's family, so a little girl must make her own way in the world as best as she can. That sounds so interesting. I can't wait to read this book. Okay, so the next book I got is Eleanor, Oliphant is Completely Fine. Now I have heard a lot about this book on BookTube, and I have heard good things about this book on BookTube, but I got it for rupees 40. Can you believe it? I got it for rupees 40. So this book is by Gail Honeyman, and this is again a used book, but has little dirt marks here and there, but it looks pretty good. I mean, apart from that, there is no issues with the book. It is pretty good and looks completely new. Okay, the blurb in the book says that Eleanor Oliphant leads a simple life. She wears the same clothes to work every day, eats the same meal deal for lunch every day, and buys the same 2 bottles of vodka to drink every weekend. Eleanor Oliphant is happy. Nothing is missing from her carefully timetabled existence except sometimes everything. Whoa, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to start reading this. I have heard so many good things about this on BookTube that I was eagerly waiting to add this to my TBR. So it is now in my TBR, and I hopefully will read it this September. Hopefully. Let's see. I'll come out with my TBR soon. So hope I include it in the TBR. So the next book is it is The Dragonfly Pool by Eva Eberstone, and again I got it for rupees 40, and I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but it has beautiful silver foiling on its cover. I'm not sure how much camera is able to catch, but it is beautiful, very beautiful, and the silver foiling is so nice. So this is a middle grade book, and I have been recently trying to add more middle grades to my TBR, and I hope this will be a pretty good start. So the blurb in the book reads, Tally Hamilton does not want to be sent off to a stuffy boarding school all because of the stupid bar, but Delderton Hall is not just any school. Eccentric, crazy, and inspiring, Delderton is the gateway to a wonderful adventure led by the mysterious Mateo, who speaks 5 languages and longs for his mountain home. There in the troubled kingdom of Virginia, Tally will prove herself to be braver than she knew and discover a deep and lasting friendship by the dragonfly pool. Okay, that interesting. I can't wait to get to it. Please wait for the. Please stay tuned for the reading vlog that will be coming soon. The next book, its title is quite interesting. It's like a one-liner more than a title. So the title reads like this: "The 100-year-old man who climbed out of the window and disappeared." So it's by Jonas Jonasson, and this is the book. It's an old book, used book. I got it for ₹40, but it looks brand new. If you can see, there is nothing wrong with the book, and it's in a very good condition. So that book is so this book is about Alan Carlson, who is sitting in his room in an old people's home and waiting for his 100th birthday party, which he actually doesn't want to begin. So what he does, he escapes through the bedroom window, and that begins his interesting journey. So this sounds amazing, this sounds interesting, this is awesome, and I can't wait to read it. So okay, let's move on to the next book. The next book is Spells by Aprilyn Pike. So I'm not sure how much the camera can catch, but this is a holographic book and the cover is awesome and amazing. I'm not sure, I'm using my phone to film the video, so I'm not sure how much you can see, but it's a holographic cover. So beautiful. So this beautiful holographic book is by Aprilyn Pike, as I said, and it's a YA, and it's sequel to Pike's debut novel called Wings, which introduced readers to Laurel Sewell, a fairy among humans, to guard the gateway to Avalon. So the blurb in this book reads: "A year ago, Laurel discovered that she is a fairy, placed among humans when she was a baby. Although she has come to accept her true identity, Laurel refuses to turn her back on her human life, especially her boyfriend David. But the fairy realm is in grave danger, and when Laurel is summoned, she must trust charismatic fairy guard Tamani. Laurel's feelings for him are strong, and she is soon forced to make a choice that could break her heart." That sounds fantastic. I mean, fantastic. So this book is again for ₹40. It's a used book, but it's in a pretty good condition with a beautiful holographic cover. So I hope the story is good too. So the next in this series is ₹40 book by The Lake House. This is a book called The Lake House by Kate Morton. I got it for ₹40. The book is a mystery thriller. Now it is the first time that I have picked up this genre, and hope this book leads the way to me picking up more from this genre. So as per the blurb in the book, June 1933, and 16-year-old Alice Edvan is preparing for her family's midsummer eve party at their country home, Loyneth. But by the time midnight strikes and fireworks light up the night skies, the Edvan family will have suffered a loss so great that they leave Loyneth forever. A missing child. 70 years later, after a particularly troubling case, Detective Sadie Sparrow retreats to her beloved grandfather's cottage in Cornwall. Once there, she stumbles upon an abandoned house and learns the story of a baby boy who disappeared without a trace, and an unsolved mystery. Meanwhile, in her elegant Hampstead home, the formidable Alice Edvan, now an old lady, leads a life as neatly plotted as the best-selling detective novels she writes, until a young police detective starts asking questions about her family's past, seeking to resurrect the complex tangle of secrets Alice has spent her life trying to escape. Fabulous, and that sounds mysterious. I hope the story is also that good, and I am able to enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the blurb. The next book in the series is The Secret of the Nagas by Amish Riparti. Now this is the second book in the Shiva trilogy. This book is brand new, and I got it for ₹190 at 40% off. So as I said, this is the second book in the Shiva trilogy. The first book was The Immortals of Melha, and God, the book was amazing, just amazing. So the first book considered Bhagwan Shivji to be a man in flesh and bones whose karma rose him to the level of God. god. The story introduces us to Shiva, Sati, his Guna tribe, Parvateshwar, Nandi, and many such other characters. All the characters are well defined and very well built, and also the city of Meluha, Swadeep, Ayodhya, all have been defined in such detail that you can picture them in your eyes, and so are the war techniques used. So you could actually, it's like while reading the book, you can actually see the war or see the city or see the characters in your vision. So it was like watching a movie, and I loved the book. It was a 5-star worthy book. So this is the first book ended in a cliffhanger, and this book takes the story from that point. And I just can't wait to read this book and see what the cliffhanger goes to, like what happens with the cliffhanger and where the story goes to. So I'm just eagerly waiting to read this book. The next book is The Rise of Kali by Anand Milkand. This is a used book again. I got it for ₹50 and it's a little dirty, but the inside pages are good and they look almost new inside. So I guess that's okay. Now I have read another book by Anand Milkand called The Rise of Shirgami recently, and it was a pretty good book. It was again like watching a movie. This book is kind of famous among tubers and I've heard a lot about it. So hope it is good and it sounds interesting. So the blurb says the dark age of Kali is rising and every man and woman must choose between duty and conscience, honor and shame, life and death. It sounds very interesting, so I can't wait to read this book. The next book here that I have is The 7 Ancient Wonders by Matthew Riley. I got it again for ₹40 and it's in a very good condition. There's nothing wrong with the book. It's like almost new. Now this is a thriller novel, and it's about 2000 years ago. It was divided into 7 pieces and hidden within the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Now with the imminent arrival of a rare solar event, it must be found again and reassembled. Led by archaeologist and soldier Jack West Jr., a team of 9 brave men must discover the modern day locations of the 7 ancient wonders and unlock their secret. But the odds are stacked against them. Entire nations are also after this legendary prize. From the swamps of Sudan to the hanging gardens of Babylon to the pyramids of ancient Egypt, the quest begins. Before it is over, for the first time in history, the secret of the 7 ancient wonders will be revealed and the future of the world changed forever. The great adventure has begun. So that's thrilling and I can't wait to read this book. Now the next book that I have here is called The Stalin's Ghost by Martin Kruz Smith, and it's a pretty new book. I got it for ₹40, but it looks pretty new. There's nothing wrong with it and it's in a very good condition. This again is a thriller novel with an element of horror in it. Now I am dead scared of stories like this. I don't even watch horror or thriller movies because I'm that scared, but I have ventured into this genre this time and hope it is good and I like it. So here's what the blurb reads. Winter is what Muscovites live for. Knee-deep snow softens the city and flows from Golden Dome to Golden Dome. Snow drives the common citizen into the metro, where stations are still palaces of the proletariat. There on the platform, people see the ghost of Joseph Stalin. Not everyone, it seems, likes the fact that Stalin is dead. Assigned to this delicate matter is the pariah of the prosecutor's office, senior investigator Arkady Renko. But in the midst of a blizzard, nothing is as it first appears to be. Renko's girlfriend and his adopted son seem to be slipping into danger. A chess grandmaster wanders into Renko's life and leads him into the line of fire. Die-hard communists gather to sing along with Stalin. Red diggers uncover secrets buried for half a century in a desolate forest, and Renko discovers ghosts that have been waiting for him all his life. Okay, that's very interesting. I am waiting to read this book as well. Now, the second last book that I have here is called Pegasus, the Flame of Olympus by Katie O'Hearn. I got it again for ₹40 and it's a used book and in a very bad condition. It's a well used book, so it has wrinkles here and there if you can see, but the inside pages are pretty good and very readable, so I guess it's okay. So this book involves an element of Greek mythology in it, and this is the first time that I'm reading a book or a story with Greek mythology in it. So let's see what the story is about. When Pegasus crashes onto the roof of Emily's Manhattan apartment, her life changes forever. Emily is thrust into the center of a fierce battle between the Roman gods and a terrifying race of multi-armed stone warriors called the Nagas. She must join forces with a thief named Aprilyn, the goddess Diana, and a boy named Joel to return Pegasus to Olympus and rescue the gods from certain death. Along the way, they will fight monsters, run from a government agency that is prepared to dissect Pegasus, and even fly above the Manhattan skyline. It is all part of the quest to save Olympus before the Olympic flame burns out. The adventure continues. Whoa, that's interesting. I have never read Greek mythology, as I said, and this sounds very, very interesting. I will come out with a review pretty soon. So the last book in this haul is Never Google Heartbreak by Emma Gracia. I got it for ₹40. It's a used book. It is a used book, but in a pretty good condition. It's like almost new. You can see it's almost new. And this story is about Viv and her heartbreak. So when her fiance Rob breaks off their engagement for the third time, Viv does what any girl would do. She googles heartbreak. Confronted by tales of misery, she decides to set up her own self-help website for the broken-hearted. But as Viv passes through the 3 essential stages of grief, denial, vodka, disastrous haircut, she becomes determined that it's not too late to try and win Rob back. When things get out of hand after a drunken declaration of love at extremely inappropriate moment, Viv's scruffy, tequila-swilling best friend Max is there to pick up the pieces. Viv starts to realize that maybe the real thing has been under her nose all this time, and now, 1x and a massive error of judgment later, she has to face the question, what's the craziest thing you will do for love? Okay, that sounds like a very easy and interesting read. So that was the last book in my haul. That was the end of my book haul. Hope you all liked it. This time I have ventured into many genres that I usually don't read, like thriller. So I hope I like the new genres that I have ventured into, and I am able to read more from those genres. I will be posting my reviews regularly on Bookstagram, so please follow me there. The link is in the description below. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can see the reviews or other videos that I will be posting. So hope you all liked it. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching me. I will see you next Saturday. Bye.